always found me. I'm right there. Welcome in, guys. I gotta play a little music while we talk to people in the chat before we get started on our topics. And there is our good friend David P. Hello, David P. And of course, welcome into Jason Thibodeau and Gloria. Yeah. And of course, and our good friend Mama D, Debbie Burnfell.
Hello.
Who is with me? Hopefully we'll have Mike. Hopefully Mike will be coming to join us fairly soon, because we are going to talk about New York today. And I've never been to New York, but
you may lower the music a little bit, Dave. It's a little bit loud.
Well, that's the fun of it. then you don't have to hear my voice as much.
But then we have to scream.
That's the point. It's rock and roll.
Okie dokies. So what's the topic today?
New York City.
New York City.
I don't have no training for it. So we're just going to talk New York City a little bit.
Yay!
And there's Monorail Molly. See, and I'm going to tell you. Yes. I'm going to tell you all this. I was nice to Molly. I told her I was going to be up in Michigan, and I asked her how far Toledo was, because I'm like 45 minutes from Toledo. I'm offering to drive to Toledo to meet Molly.
Wow.
Even if it's just for lunch during the wintertime.
Wow. So, can't beat that.
Just in case I don't get down there to the Magical Night of Hope, and the way things are looking right now, that may be happening, because at this point, it'll probably, house-wise, it looks like it's probably going to be New Year. It'll be after New Year's when I actually can get in there.
That's understandable.
That's my exact same thinking.
Yeah.
That is the exact same thinking I'm thinking, because Molly, you've lived in Ohio for all your life. You know, I lived in Michigan most of my life at 30 years, so I still have a little bit more of being in Michigan than in Florida. But that's, given another 5-6 years, that will change, because I've been down here. I've been down to Florida for 25 years now. So
I've been here.
I still have 5 years ahead of living in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't move to Florida until I was 30. So
I moved here in Florida when I was 25, 24, 25, something like that. And I've been here, next year will be 40 years.
Really?
Yep. So I've been here a lot longer than I've been in New York. I hope your son is feeling better, Molly.
I got to do some things here. Anyways, guys, but yes, so hopefully, weather permitting, I will be able to have lunch with Molly, and
That'd be
hopefully she
nice.
can bring her. Hopefully you can bring your family too, Molly. It'd be nice to meet all them and all that.
You get to
So,
meet you get to meet Molly's mom if that happens.
oh, that would be cool. I would love to meet Molly's mom.
Molly's mom is a very nice lady.
Yes. So I do got to tell you guys tomorrow is my date with my special lady. So
Yay!
you can count on um well, if I do any streams, it won't be anything to do with Disney. I can tell you that. Um, I won't go any further than that. But so um
Were you trying to contact Mike?
no, 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 no.
Oh, okay. So what else is going on in your life? How's the house going?
Um, it actually is pretty good. Um, Checking for something. I'm trying to get something for somebody and trying to figure that out. Trying to figure out how to get it to them. Um, Everything is going good here. Oh, let's see. So who's going out to dinner? Oh, Gloria, you're going out to dinner, Gloria. You and Jason.
No,
Sweet.
no,
Nice.
I think you. I think she's talking about with you.
Oh, no, 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 no. I already had a big size fish and chip dinner at Gator Dockside in Lake City. If when I'll get something to eat later, but it'll be more of a sandwich so I can get a good night's sleep for tomorrow because oh, are we
On
going
your
to?
date, your date,
Yes,
yeah.
um, yes, we're going. I'm finalizing the rest of that this evening.
Very nice.
Um, so yeah, um, oh yeah, yeah. It's yes, 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 yes. So
So what else? Everybody else is doing in chat. What everybody else is doing in chat? What are you guys up to?
so what are y'all doing? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to take care of some things. Anyways, and I'm actually kind of hoping, I'm trying to see if Mike is going to come on to see if we can talk about New York. But because other than that, we'll have to depend on Miss Debbie, who has been to New York, correct?
Yeah, it's been a while though. It's been a long while since I've been to the city.
Well,
But
I can talk about basic things that I do know about New York City.
oh yeah, you have your theaters, you have your restaurants, you have your Broadway
Well,
shows.
you got, and you do have Yes. You know, it here's the bottom line on all this. New York is a very here's my thing. It depends on how much you love crowds. I mean, and most of us don't really. I mean, we're willing to deal with the crowds of Walt Disney World, but how much are you actually willing to deal with the crowds of New York? I
Well,
mean,
it
let's
just
face it.
depends.
You go to
It depends
places like
on where
New
you're going. There's different sections. There's so many different sections in New York that you can get away from the crowds if you really want to. I mean, no, really, in any city, you're going to have crowds. I mean, that's the nature of being in a city. You're going to have people. You're going to have crowds. You're going to have people walking the streets.
correct.
But it's unique because it has, and I'm sure other cities do too. But you have your Broadway shows. You have your um, specialty restaurants and your uh, unique shops. You just can walk the streets and you don't have to deal with so much of the crowds. You just go into certain sections and you're in a different world when
Yeah,
you're in
for
New York.
me, I don't know. For me, I'd rather stay around the New York Harbor. And don't get me wrong, I love Broadway shows and musicals. But for me, I think it's more about going to the Statue of Liberty. Obviously, I would want to see the aircraft
Right,
carrier
right. I mean, you do
because
have
the Navy.
your yeah, you do have your your famous places in the city. That's for sure. Your history. I mean, that's the thing is New York City has so much history.
Right.
You don't have to deal with all those crowds.
Yep. And that's the thing. Listen, my problem is for one thing, you don't go driving in New York because you got too many yellow taxi cabs.
Right, right. So you have to have good walking legs.
Well,
Yeah,
for
there's
me,
good walking shoes.
for me it would be more. Can I drive an M1 tank down the middle of the road? Let's see how fast cars get out of my way.
David,
Oh, did I say that?
you're nuts. But yeah, I
Proud
mean,
of it.
it is the buses. You don't have to take cabs. You can take the buses. There's
No,
plenty of buses to get around.
hey, I look at it this way. I'm not nuts. I'm just extremely.
What?
I'm just. My whole mind right now is contemplating. I'm trying to do the show, but my mind is on tomorrow because it could be one. It could be fireworks shooting over. Hey, hey, Debbie, if you see fireworks coming from the north central Florida, you know who it is.
But also, you also could take. There are many tour guides. There are many people that do tour guides in New York City, and they will take you to the different places that the historical places. They will do that for you. I mean, yes, you have to pay a certain price, but they will do that. And there's some that are better than others. I mean, I know a couple good ones that are very, very good with New York City and
Right.
bringing you to the historical places and places that are sort of forgotten that people
No.
don't think about,
Thank you.
and they'll bring you to those. You just have
Yeah.
to make
Well,
sure the tour guides that
and
you
you
get.
do. Here's my thing about this. If you're going to go to New York, I'm going to tell you this: do a tour package. I'm going to tell you
Right,
this: don't try to do it yourself.
right.
Um, here's the thing, and here's my reason. First of all, you've got safety considerations. I mean, you're talking big cities like Philadelphia, New
Chicago.
York. Chicago, Los Angeles. At one time, I would say Detroit, but you're actually pretty safe in Detroit now these days, because they revamped everything. They've got they they're redoing the outskirts of Detroit. And then because you got so many cities within Detroit itself. I mean, you got an area where you're Polish settled. You got an area where you've got the Mexicans have settled. You've got at least you've got three counties that make up Detroit. Wayne County, which I grew up in, was originally
And you froze, Dave. You froze, Dave. Is it me or is it Dave? Hello, everyone. I think Dave, I think we lost Dave. Yeah, we lost Dave. Well, yes. So, like I was saying, there are so many. Yes, tour guide tours are the best way of really, if you've never been to New York City before, that's really the best way to explore New York City because they know all the ins and outs of the historical places and in and outs of places where people normally don't go to. There's a lot of different special areas, and I can't remember because I haven't been to New York City in a very long time. But exploring, going through tour guides is really the best way to go because they're going to bring you to places where you don't even think of. So, I mean, when I grew up, well, I didn't grow up in the city. I grew up on Long Island, but traveling to the city because in those days traveling on the train wasn't as dangerous as it is now. But although I'm not too sure how it is really now, but going on the train, getting there, going on the buses, going to the I remember even visiting the cathedral, churches, famous temples that you could go to in the city, certain foods. That's it. Every food kind of imaginable you could get in New York City. There's always some restaurant, there's some vendor that is selling specialty foods, and you can experience pretty much anything in New York City. And I don't know if Dave is going to come back. Oh, there you go. There you are.
Yes, Facebook decided.
I was trying to run it. And I was trying to figure out what to say.
And you probably did a good job. Unfortunately, StreamYard decided to cut its connection on me, and it gave me a heckle.
Uh-oh.
It is, and New York is beautiful, and I can guarantee you, Detroit, It is. I mean, one thing I will tell you. This one thing I saw the I saw Tina's pumpkin videos. Are there farms there? Are you talking about New York, Gloria?
Oh, Tina's pumpkin video. Yeah.
Yeah, she did go to. I think she went to New York. So I'm assuming that's because I can guarantee you there's farms in Michigan, and yeah, you would find pumpkins.
Oh, yeah.
So, but New York, on the other hand, don't know. That's a good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. You can. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
like I was saying, when I was a kid, I mean, I didn't grow up in the city. I grew up on Long Island, but always traveling to the city was fun. You know, taking the train, the subway to the city. Of course, it was a little not as bad. It is probably maybe now. I don't know. You know, it was a little safer. Um, then you had the buses, but then I remember just going to like you said, the historical places, the Statue of Liberty, the different places. But I remember going to famous cathedral churches. We would go to that. Certain temples, famous temples are
Well,
still there.
well, and my thing, the other thing that I would have loved to have seen, but I never got to, was the Twin Towers. Unfortunately,
Right.
that's what set off. That's what set off the, you know,
right. Well,
all
then
the terrorism and all that. But I would still love to. I would love to go see the memorial that's there.
It's very beautiful. I mean, I never been to it personally, but it is there. I've seen it on live streams on YouTube, so I've seen that. It's really really nice. But I was thinking, not only that, like I was saying, you could get all kinds of foods, whether it's different vendors, whether it's restaurants or vendors. You could get every kind of different cultural foods that are out there, and they're all in the city.
Right, and that's the thing. I mean, honestly, because like I said, I can tell you, in like any big city, you definitely got the parts you don't want to go. That's why I tell you, as a travel agent, I'm going to tell you, you know. And then there's the good old Paul Engel, who I'm waiting for Stephanie and Paul to. When are y'all going to book your cruise? I'm ready to book you for a cruise. Y'all need to get moving here.
Yeah, and
oh, go ahead, Debbie.
No. Finish what you're saying.
I was going to say, I mean, even me and my lady are going to be booking a cruise for next year, sometime in the next couple of months.
Yeah, I just brought up some things, landmarks that you could see, plus the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, and other famous landmarks. Then you have famous.
Well, yeah, that's true, Paul. That is true.
Then you have so many different types of museums. You visit the American Museum of Natural History. There's an Turpid Museum. There's the Guggenheim Museum. There's different parks. Going to explore Central Park, and it's found there's so much in New York City that you could get away from the crowds. You don't have to be around the crowds. You don't have to be on Times Square.
And I do want to say that you need to go see the one museum that keeps Mike's dream alive. The Starbucks Museum, since they've all closed and they're all resting in peace.
David,
thank you.
You hush. Then there's Rockefeller Center, the Embassy Studios, the Radio City Music Hall. There's so much in New York City. You don't have to worry about the crowds. There's the different food, like I said, the vendors, the sample foods for street vendors or food car tour.
Yeah, see, Gloria's not a fan of museums. I used to.
I love museums. My parents used to take us to museums all the time, and I used
to be when I was younger. I used to love to go look at the Van Gogh art and some of the other things. I'm not so much a fan of the museum now as I am. Give me smaller things to do.
Well, here's hidden
I
gems.
mean,
Discover hidden
I
gems like
mean, well, when I mean smaller things, I'm talking about give me like the aircraft carriers. I love to now see now.
yeah,
Let me stand corrected. It's the type of museums I like to go see. I'm more of give me the old battleships, the old aircraft
right,
carrier
right,
museums, because that, I spent 7 years in the Navy, so the Navy
right.
became my life. So, I mean, for me, I'm more of a give me some type of military museum. And, I've been to plenty of them. I've been to the ones there's been a couple in Chattanooga, um, over by Gatlinburg and that. Um, and then there's a couple of others that I've been to that, I mean, some of the ones that I do want to go see is like Andersonville, the old Civil War prisoner museum. But yeah, I mean, so you do got your museums, and yes, Debbie, you're correct. You do that. But see, to me, here's my thing. If you really want to avoid the crowds or that, that's why you check with a travel agent, book with a travel group. Because if
Right.
you book with when you book with a travel group, you can if you really want to avoid the crowds, then they're going to be able to find those things that you were talking about.
Right.
Going to the Statue of Liberty, going to the certain museums, going to the small things that you know to reach out and do. So, up, up, up. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. My lady's back.
Very nice. And then there's certain places that are like a certain like time, like an hour away from New York City, where you could explore too. You don't have to exactly go into New York City
Right.
as well.
Yeah, and you don't always have to because here's my thing about this. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I
I'm here
won't
to
even. You know who was coming from there.
Peter. Oh my goodness,
Oh my God! Hey, welcome in the Pete McDevitt show, guys.
Peter, 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 Peter.
Uh, hey, it's all on fun. Um,
I know,
I'm,
but
I'm gonna wait to. I can't wait to see how Paul responds to this one. It, Paul, I have to ask: is that true? Because if it is,
I
there's
don't
always
know if that's gonna be true, especially with Stephanie by his side. I don't think that would be true.
he's looking for info to help Doug. Okay, so it's Doug that's looking for it.
Oh,
Okay,
it's not.
I can't wait
No,
to ask Doug. I can't
no,
wait to ask for Doug
no,
that one.
Pete, no. Yeah, what is he gonna do with Belinda? No, definitely not. No, not Doug, not Paul.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have to love it. Yeah, I have to love it.
Maybe Peter's talking about himself. I don't know about that, but I don't know how Annette will feel about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Uh,
Avert your Oh gosh. This is doesn't this is a New York City stream for
the
today.
what?
Talk about not it's not turning into a nude cruise stream.
I'm going to put it to you this way. I don't know about what Pete said, but if you're looking for that kind of pushing towards that end, I will tell you look at Virgin. I can definitely book you on the Cruises, Virgin Cruise Line. I guarantee you might come close to it. That just FYI, you
Exactly,
know.
Gloria. Exactly. Douglas has to get past Belinda, and I don't think that will happen.
Message from 69,611 Adam and Eve. You're free to get it on. Claim your 9 free gifts plus 45%.
Oh, you don't get you got.
Yeah, Peter. Oh God, Pete.
Oh,
Pete. Oh, Pete.
oh my goodness.
Oh God, how did this turn into that from visiting museums?
Wow.
Definitely
I,
took a turn.
well, if you look, actually, if you look at some of them, the postmodern art from centuries ago, they aren't really wearing any clothes.
Yes, but
Yeah,
oh gosh, I'm
if
not
you
going.
te-
Nope, I'm not going there. Nope,
I'm
not
just
going there.
saying. I'm just saying.
Not going
I
there.
had to.
No,
I
no,
had
no.
to give Pete. I got to help Pete somehow on that.
No, you don't need to help Pete with that. Pete could do things all by himself. He doesn't need any help with
Listen,
any of
hey
that.
Pete. Hey Pete. Remember this. You don't have to worry about it because we're on my channel, and I ain't afraid of Molly. Now, when I see Molly, if I get to see Molly in December, then I might worry.
Pete, I may help Molly with that. Okay.
Oh well, I'm glad it's you, Pete. I'm glad I'm safe.
Look at Paul.
What?
Paul now comes in, and he's like,
Pete's like, or Paul's like, wait a minute, what? I step away for
"What
one
did I walk?
second.
Yeah,
All
what
heck
did I walk
was,
into?" Paul, ignore it all. Ignore it all, Paul.
you know this community, Paul.
Yes.
You know this community.
Ignore it.
Hey, we're just traveling. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, my thing would be if you really want some exotic. There are some
Sophie,
nice exotic.
I guess what are you trying to
There are
say?
some nice. Listen, there are some nice exotic beaches to go to if that's what you're into.
I guess what you're trying to say, there's a cruise for everyone.
That's correct.
Okay.
Listen, and I will tell you this, and this is being serious. Um, Virgin Cruise Lines, there are a couple of cruise lines out there that push the envelope. They do push to the envelope, and so there have been cruise lines that have actually done special cruises for.
Certain groups.
How do I put this?
Just say certain groups. Just say certain groups.
Thank you. That's about the That's about the you can put it because
Yes.
I know about some of the certain groups, but that's for another discussion later, but not on this channel. And I won't go any further than that. And you're not going to get any answers out of me. Just saying.
Just use your imagination, everyone.
Do not use your imagination, everyone. Yes, let's keep this.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh.
this is a travel channel.
Hey, we didn't start it, Paul. We didn't start it.
Yeah, no. I agree, Paul. I agree. Let's get this back to family friendly. No, but I do appreciate Pete coming in and supporting. He's a good guy. I love Pete.
Yeah, I know.
For you guys that are watching this, a lot of these people are. If you're new to my channel and you're watching, guys, just think of it. That this community also comes from a Disney community. A lot of us have met each other, or at least have known each other for some time in the Disney community that we all love and share a bond with and become good friends. So that's what you're seeing is the friendship carrying over into this. But the reality series is I am a travel agent. Um, I do want to make your vacation magical. And what you heard was just all in fun, joking, kidding. But there are some magical. And now, when I'm saying exotic, I'm talking places like Hawaii, Alaska,
Right.
Australia. You know, places that are beautiful in nature, places to visit. And, there are a lot of good places to visit in New York, as we were talking about New York. You do got a lot of fine dining.
Right.
Like you said, you got all the dance shows, you got your musicals, you got your Broadway, you
And you
got
also
your,
got your regular foods too, your cultural foods, ethnic foods.
and I will tell you this: stick to McDonald's, and you won't go wrong.
No, there's better things than the McDonald's.
Okay, stick to Burger King's, and you won't go wrong.
No, Dave.
Fine.
No,
Okay, stick to Taco Bell, and you definitely
Dave.
won't go wrong.
We're talking about true cultural foods,
It's
ethnic foods,
cultural.
not
Okay, fine.
the
Okay, fine. Then I'll
man-made.
go this. I'll go this. Go to a Longhorns or Olive Garden, and then you can get your steaks or your Italian food.
And
Okay.
that's not what I'm talking about, and you know it.
I think, yeah, I may end up in trouble before this is through. Because
Exactly.
it keeps up. Molly may come in
Yes,
here and
exactly,
straighten
Paul.
all of us out in
Chinatown
a
is
minute.
very authentic. Exactly. There's so many different sites. Oh my God, there's so many different sites to see. It's just
Listen, if I want Chinese food, I got places down the road to go get Chinese food.
no, it's not like
Why do I go to? Why do I need to go
it's
to
not like
Chinese?
Chinatown.
Why do I
It's
need to go
not
to
like
Chinatown
Chinatown.
to get some Chinese food down the
Chinatown
road?
is very unique. It's very it's fantastic. Oh my God, Dave, what am I going to do with you?
Well, well, I don't know. What? I'm just saying. But anyways, actually, I need to get back to my lady friend. Anyways, well, but yeah, there. I agree with you. You got your and that again. I compare it to Detroit because of the fact that there's so many cultural differences in Detroit. You've got your Arabic, you got your Polish, you got your German, you got your Italians in there, you've got your Mexicans.
Right. And New York provides that for everyone.
Well, that's why it's easier to go to. Hey, Paul,
Exactly,
that's why,
Paul.
hey, Paul, that's why you go to the Chinese restaurant down the road, and you can get it, and you still get to talk English.
Exactly. Paul knows exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. Then there's the little Italy. I mean, there's so many different. It's never ending. That's all I have to say. It's just never ending. There's no way you can do that in a day or two. You need a good couple weeks, maybe a month, to even get close to as many places that you can visit.
Yes, I
In
will
New
say it. Like I said, I know this for a fact that if you've never experienced New York, um, yeah, there's a lot of things to try and do. I'm not going to lie, as a travel agent, I recommending New York would not be my first domestic travel. Um, I've got there are plenty of other things that I could recommend traveling to. And I hate to say it, if I had the choice of be going to New York, and it's not to tear New York down, but again, I agree with everything Debbie is saying. There's a lot of, and Paul too. There is a lot of cultural, and there's a lot of things to do. You've got, like Debbie mentioned, you got the Rockettes. You got all, and it is absolutely gorgeous at the Rockefeller Center at Christmas time. It absolutely is beautiful. You do got Central City Park, though I wouldn't recommend walking that at night, which can be a little thing. But anyways, so where did it go to? I got to search for that. Take care of that now. She hasn't come back yet. Radios. Yep, exactly.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
And I agree and that's all. But I'm going to tell you the biggest thing if you do go to New York, here's my big reason for going to New York: going to Niagara Falls. If I had a major reason to go to New York, going to Niagara Falls.
I've been there too. I've been there a couple times, like 2, 3. I've been there a few times. Niagara Falls.
And this is a special bulletin announcement. Paul Engel said he wanted to try to go over the fall on a wheel and a wheelbarrow, just like on the one of the old cartoon where they all kept going over the fall on barrels.
Mm.
And the special FYI.
Oh, David.
What?
Don't you want me?
What? I'm just saying, Paul. Hashtag fake news. Oh, come on, Paul. Don't you want to be? Let's see. What was that one cartoon? Oh, Woody Woodpecker, where he made that poor security guard go over the ranger keep going over to Niagara Falls. Paul, see, I'll tell you what, we'll even volunteer some people from the community. Not me, mind you. I'll be the one that'll be photographing as y'all go over the waterfall in the barrels. We'll even have nets at the bottom of the falls for you. Oh well.
Oh, what am I going to do here?
Yeah. Oh boy. You never know where we're going to end up. But no, honestly, I know we sent my parents to Niagara Falls, and they said that was one of the best times that what did we send it to? I think we sent them to Niagara Falls for their, I can't remember which anniversary it was that we sent them to, but we actually sent them to Niagara Falls, and they said that was one of the best times.
Niagara Falls is definitely beautiful.
Yes, so that is definitely one of the things that you definitely want to catch if you do go to New York City for sure.
Yeah, I was looking up Ultimate First Timers Guide to New York City. For people going to New York City. And they have you learn your different facts.
Right.
Yeah, they were saying this top of the Rockefeller Center. You go on top of the Rockefeller Center. The Brooklyn Bridge. You could always go to the Brooklyn Bridge, visit that. The Staten Island Ferry, Little Island, the September 11th Memorial Park, as you were mentioning before,
right.
Madison Square Park, Bryant Park. These are all different kinds of parks. So it's just like I said, it's just a slew of so many different things. Greenwich Village, Fifth Avenue.
Correct.
I mean,
and it is, and there is a lot to do, and as much. And here's my thing, and this is why I don't. New York is a very nice place to visit. You definitely have to be careful. I mean, it's like any other big city. You've got your
Well, it's
areas.
like you said, do go with a group, go with a tour group.
Yes, go with
This way
the
you
tour
feel
group.
that you're safe.
You
You're
know,
getting to see
especially
the things that you
well,
want to see, and you're safe.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. If you got specific things you want to see in New York, then you definitely take a tour group where you can plan it. Like if you want to go one night, you want to do see an opera. Well, you got your opera. You want to go see a musical Broadway, you got your musical Broadway. If you want to go see the Rockettes, go see the Rockettes.
Right.
If you want to
But
go
you
see a
have
good
to
statue
choose the
looking at me,
right tour group.
you have to come to Michigan.
You have to choose the right tour group, and there's so many out there. So when you're booking a tour group, you have to look at because not all tour guides are the same. So some show you just the basic local stuff or the basic normal tour group, events or aspects of it. Then you have tour guides that would do things that are beyond the normal. They go to the special places that people don't think about and bring you there. So when you're booking the trip, you have to look at what tour guide you really are booking with and see what kind of tours they do. Because not only
and here's the thing. This is why, for me, if you're going to do it, and I agree with Debbie, what Debbie's saying, but I'm going to add something onto that, Debbie. Make sure you work with a travel agent that can look into, first of all, make sure you find a reputable tour group. Okay.
Right.
And a travel agent will do the research on that. They will look to find you the best reputable, especially, if you have to look at different ones depending on what you want to set for like an itinerary of the trip.
Right. Right.
I mean, now for me, honestly, if I was to, my big thing is to go to New York, but it's not because of New York itself. Now, there would be a couple of things I would want to do, but my big thing is there's a couple of cruise lines that sail out of New York that I want to do eventually.
Okay.
So for me, it would be I would look at the cruise lines and then I would look at booking the excursions. So there are plenty of things to look at and how you do it. As you do it. So, all right. Speaking of travel things, we'll get back to New York in a little bit. Well, we're covering New York a little bit, even though we've been off the bandwagon back and forth. But we're going to bring this back together, and we'll really hit New York for a little bit here.
Whether it's luxury or fun in the sun, Dave's got the tips to make your cruise number one. Tune in, sit back, let's plan your stay on Cantrell Country's Travel Way. It's Cantrell Country's Travel Way, setting sail on adventure every day. From island stops to ocean blue, we got your cruising covered through and through. Pack your bags and set your sights. We're cruising seas and booking flights from the port to the waves where dreams come alive. Dave Cantrell is here to guide your ride. It's Cantrell Country's Travel Way, setting sail on adventure every day. From island stops to ocean blue, we've got your cruising covered through and through.
See, I recommend going on cruises. That's me.
Whether it's luxury or fun.
See, I like the music so much, just had to play it all over again. No, Katie did a good job on that. But seriously, yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you this. As a travel agent, my thing is if you really want to see New York, the best way to do it, either and Debbie and I have both said it. You either do a tour group or do excursions that they can book tour groups for you through the cruise lines, because there's cruise lines up there and you can book excursion tours through them, and I can guarantee you you will get replicable. You won't get nothing but the best
Right.
from the cruise lines. So those are the two recommendations I have, because Paul said it. Exactly. There, you got the and as much as I was teasing about it. Yes, you got Chinatown. You got the authentic culture, different cultures in New York, and most of your big cities have those different cultures. But it sometimes is nice. Um,
Right.
particularly in New York, and think. I mean, if I really had to say anything, New York is probably the one city that I would recommend going to. Right now Chicago's got its issues, Miami's got its issues. All the big cities have its issues. Even your small cities have their issues, but it's all good. And like you all said, there's different things to do. And here's the thing about it. It's not just about staying in the city too. Look beyond it. Maybe you can take some time and travel to Buffalo, New York.
Like I said, there's places an hour away from the
And
city
Buffalo,
where you can go to.
yes, and Buffalo is more of your countryside of New York.
Right.
It's the upper northwest of New York, if am I correct on that? I believe.
So
I want to think it's on the north. I think it's Buffalo is up on the northwest area of New York. But again, that's where, like, if you have your apple farms and other things, and Gloria was asking about pumpkin farms. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they probably have pumpkins up there too. So, obviously you're going to be able to find those up there.
Yep. Yep, there's different places to do it and stay in Buffalo. You can even stay at a hotel in Buffalo and still travel into the city and still get away from the crowds that way.
Yes, indubitably. Anyways, okay, guys. I know it's nuts and crazy is, but we did talk. Some of it was all fun and joking, but we did some of the things we did mention legitimately is true. There's a lot of good things to see in New York. My thing is I try to avoid the major cities anymore because I grew up in one. I grew up outside of Detroit, so I mean, I've had my full fair of cultural, and I have nothing against it. I recommend it. I would, and if somebody really wanted to, I will tell you, if you really wanted to go to New York and you wanted to book it, I would book it for you. Again, my recommendation is maybe do it with the excursions through a cruise line, and maybe enjoy a cruise up and down the East Coast, which is what I think Royal Caribbean does, the East Coast. There's one or two other ones that I think do East Coast Caribbeans, but those are becoming far and few in between now, because some of them actually have gotten rid of the East Coast type things, but there's one or two that still do it. There's a lot of good ports along the East Coast, but again, New York is one of them. Because you got the aircraft carrier, you got the Statue of the Lady Liberty, you've got the New York ports, and again, with that, and you got the memorial where the Twin Towers are, and again, like Paul said, you got Chinatown, you've got
Little Italy. God, I can't.
And if you low, and don't forget, you got the Philharmonic Symphony at Carnegie Hall.
Exactly.
You know, you got Carnegie Hall that has lots of. If you love old classic music like Beethoven, Bach, you know, and I do love some of the classics. So if I ended up going to New York, I actually would want to go to a concert at Carnegie Hall. Um, so, and that would be another one that I would do. I mean, you know, and then like we said, we do have the museums, and we are creating a special museum for Mike with the Starbucks. Rest in peace, Starbucks. Yeah, you know, I'm
Okay.
sure there's, I'm sure it's, and now I'll probably hear from Stephanie on that one because I know she likes Starbucks too. So, um, but no, you know, you're right. There's a lot of good museums up there, Debbie. You know, you got a lot of good things that are going through and having fun.
Yep.
So, I mean, so obviously going to New York is a good decision if that's what you know, if you really want the excitement of a big city and you want adventures. New York is a good place to have an adventure. You know,
Mm-hmm.
from Broadway musicals all the way to the Lady Statue of Liberty to the the aircraft museum to you know you know I mean you still have the tower, not the twin towers, but the skyscraper
Mm-hmm.
to go visit, and that's unique. You know, I mean it's no longer the tallest building in the world, but at one time it was the tallest building in the world.
Right.
But
Yep.
you know, so
Yep.
so a
You
lot
got
of
it.
things that Debbie was saying, I fully agree with, and I fully recommend. And you know, I'm just I'm putting a twist on it as far as how I would go about doing it. Which, like we said, either make sure if you do it, I would recommend going through a tour group, or like I said, for me, it would be more doing an excursion tours and maybe do a 3 or 4 night cruise somewhere out of New York, because that's the one best way you can guarantee that you will get a good excursion tour group within the New York, which can plan some of your itineraries. So,
Right.
I mean, if you got that kind of time, that will be my recommendation as a travel agent.
Right.
But with that, guys, I'm gonna say, because I got to get ready for something else, and I got to finalize things for my first date tomorrow with a girl that in 20 years. So, yes, Paul, you heard me right. I actually have a date. I bought flowers already. I've got flowers for her already for tomorrow night, and
Oh, how sweet.
looking fun.
Good.
It should be a lot of fun. It should be a lot of fireworks tomorrow night, hopefully. So, um, and yes, I'll fill you guys in later on it. So, all right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We have some fun. We have some laughs. Of course, it wouldn't be the same if we didn't have Mama D. Get that authoritative person. It wouldn't be the same if we didn't have Paul coming in. I miss Paul and Stephanie coming in on a regular basis. I know you guys are busy, Paul, but hopefully you guys can start coming around a little bit more. And but I will tell you guys, there will not be no night streams for the next 2 weeks starting next week, because I got to go back to midnight. I got to go back to afternoons for 2 weeks because we've lost a coworker, so I have to work 1:30 to 10 until we replace them. Then I can go back to days. So once
Good
they
deal.
once they get the new person in, then it'll be a couple of weeks, and then we'll be back to afternoon
Okay.
streams again, because I'll be back to my 5:30 to 2 shift.
Okay.
So the next couple of weeks, now there'll be streams on the weekend. It won't be like it's not total streams, but they're like Saturday. I have to work from 7 in the morning till 8 p.m. But for us insomniacs, like Debbie and me, Debbie, we will be doing the 11:15 insomniac hangout, cafe chat hangout. Sound good?
Okay.
And if you want to come on and hang out with me on screen, keep that in mind, and let me know. Think about it and let me know if you want to come on and hang out with me on the thing. I'll send you the link when I create it later this week.
Sure.
And anybody else, Paul, if you guys want to come hang out in the Insomniacs on Saturday night, I know Dad Builds is usually going on. That's why I don't go until about 11:15. That way, most of his show is over with. I mean, depending on how late he runs, because
Right, yeah.
Which is fine, but
you never know. You never know with Chris.
Right, and with us, you never know. Sometimes it's 45 minutes, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it runs into 2 to 3 hours, depending on how many people we get in and how much fun we have. But again, guys, for you guys if there's anybody that's ninja watching, thank you for ninja watching. If you're new to my channel, please go over to my travel channel, check out the videos. If you are wanting to travel, reach out to me. Make sure you well, I was innocent, Molly. I had nothing to do with that.
Yes, he would. Yeah, yeah.
I was innocent, so I know I was definitely innocent on that one. So just letting you know, Molly.
Yeah, you didn't help the situation though.
What? Okay, so I threw a
you added to it, Dave.
So I threw a little liquid on the fire, but
Oh God.
Yeah, no, understandable. Homework's got to come first, Molly.
Yeah, I hope he's feeling better.
But
Molly.
we're glad to. Yes, hopefully he's feeling better, and take care of your whole family. Make sure they're good. Like I said, there won't be nothing tomorrow night, guys, because I'm going to be a little busy. Obviously,
you'll be a tad busy.
Just a tad bit busy, but I will fill you in probably on Thursday when we do the cruise line if I can get a hold of Richard.
Okay.
So we will be either way. I'll be doing a cruise line. What I will be doing, I'll probably start. I'm not sure which. I may start with Carnival ships, and we'll start looking at the different Carnival ships and the different lines. So, okay, guys. With that, I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you for joining, Debbie. I hope you had a fun time.
Yeah, it was fun.
We had some laughs. We had some laughs and craziness, but we did talk about New York, and we both recommend New York.
Yes.
Kind of different perspectives as how we would do New York. But either way, recommendation fully to go New York. But we're going to start going back to different travel things in different cities. Debbie, you're more than welcome to join us each week. If you want to become a part of this regular show, let me know.
Sure.
We'll make you part of this regular show.
Sure.
All right, guys. With that,
do more research on the different places.
Well, and some of them I'll actually have on the app that I can pull up too on the one source. Where some of my training I do. Right now, I'm just trying to concentrate on the cruise lines because I really am trying to finish up them to reel some of them in to come in and try to get some interviews with them. With that, guys, I'm going to say what my slogan always says: "Let the Cantrell Country Travel Way help you find your magical vacation." Have a great night.